Okay, hips rolling.
Is that exposure okay? All right, Bobbie, I'm going to give you your time cues from over here.
Okay, honey.
It's the only way you can do it. Well,
Can you do it over here?
Hips rolling, stand by. And speed.
Well, Walter Hill, I'm very happy to have a chance to talk with you because I've been following your career right along, but we've never actually interviewed, as they say. First of all, let me tell you, I enjoyed Crossroads very much. It's a different kind of picture. It has so many elements that I think ought to attract a large audience, a wide audience. Wonderful performances, so I'm really delighted about the film. But I'm wondering, here you have Ralph Macchio, and he had to learn to play the guitar, or at least appear to be playing the guitar. Did you ever at any time consider trying to find a real guitarist to play it?
No, as a matter of fact, when I first got the script, I said I would only do, I did want to do the movie, but I said I would only do this movie if I could get Ralph to do it, and I never really considered anybody else, and I called. I knew Ralph. I'd seen him in Coppola's movie, and I thought that his performance was really just first rate. And then he used to hang around my set. I was shooting this other film, and I'd met him a few times, and then I ran into him again in Europe a couple years back. So he and I were kind of friendly, and I really thought that he emotionally was just the right pitch for what I wanted to do with it. And he saw that right away. So that part was worked out. No, I wouldn't have really thought about, whereas I didn't think about any other actors than Ralph, I also wouldn't have considered not using an actor, because it's, yes, the music's very important and the guitar playing is very important and all those things, but this is the story of a character and two characters and their journey, and I wouldn't anymore consider using a guitarist, not an actor, for Ralph's part than I would a harmonica player, not an actor, for Joe's part.
There's a Faustian element to the story. The devil is actually portrayed. And when you read it, was it totally spelled out, or was it up to you as the director to find a way to portray that part of the story?
Well, the scenes, first place, it's not really the devil. It's something. It's meant to be the emissary or one of the emissaries. I don't know. This whole thing's a little naughty. I think that the kind of, you want to call the Faust story or whatever, you know, it's something that kind of transcends cultures. It's very much part of the blues folklore, has been. I mean, it's one of the things I thought was kind of interesting that nobody, I mean, there have been a lot of Faust movies or Devil and Daniel Webster or whatever. Nobody had really kind of done it in the blues context. And it's very much part of this whole story of Robert Johnson and how you get to play the blues and how you learn the blues. And I think it probably, the origins of the whole thing have to do with jealousy, and it's pretty hard to understand how somebody that you grew up next to is all of a sudden doing a lot better than you are, and so you begin to posit they made some kind of deal with the devil, I guess. I don't know. I really, the notion of the collective unconscious and all that is not something I know much about. It was in the original script. It was in quite a bit different form than the way we eventually did it.
Using the black and white or the sepia,
Yeah.
that was your thought, I guess.
Well, that was kind of one of the ideas I had. I hope in your kind words about the movie that you would say something nice about Robert Judd, who plays the devil's emissary, who sadly is no longer with us, and I thought really gave a remarkable performance, and he was a very fine gentleman. And
I know that he did pass away, but was it a sudden death, heart attack, or what was it?
he finished our movie and he went home. He lived in Harlem. He went back to New York, and he turned out he had cancer, and he lived only for another couple months after we finished shooting.
But you were unaware of that at the time of the film?
Oh yeah, we were totally unaware, as was he.
Yes. Streets of Fire was a film that I also thought was a very interesting film. You're smiling.
Everybody's asked me about Streets of Fire today. I'm surprised. Nobody seemed very concerned about it when it came out, but.
But I'm wondering, since it did have mixed reviews and just a moderate amount of success, Walter, did you have any hesitancy about taking on another music film?
No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, the notion of what success and failure, I certainly don't count it as a great success. But, you know, it got bad reviews in New York, and it didn't make a lot of money in this country. It did financially, it did quite well in other places. It got good reviews overseas. It won a Best Picture award in Japan. You know, it didn't cost that much. It's again, the world's a wider place than New York, and so I don't know. I liked the movie. I had a lot of fun making it. It got to be a little bigger and a little different than I thought it was going to be, but those things happen, and I certainly didn't have any hesitation because of that going on into this, because I never really perceived this to be, I mean, I thought the music was an important character, but Streets of Fire was a musical. It was a musical meant to be with a sense of humor about the totems of rock and roll. And I thought it was kind of a tongue-in-cheek exercise and a lot of fun to make. And it had a serious side to it too, I thought, but no need dwelling on that. And this movie does not. This movie really is about the characters, I think, more than the music. The music's an element, but it's a set piece. Not to me, the movie is not intrinsically a musical. It's a rites of passage story with two very interesting characters, and that's why I did it. So I didn't think that Streets of Fire was some handicap to it. And as a matter of fact, I think even probably the people that didn't like Streets of Fire, what they didn't like usually was not the music, it was other elements of the movie, so there wasn't any reason not to do it, not to do this one.
As they say, you win a few and lose a few. But anyway.
Well, sure. You go out and you make movies, and I don't think all directors, if you hang around long enough and you're lucky enough to stay at it, you're going to have some hits probably, and you're going to have some misses. And I think you have to believe in what you're doing and like your own movies, and then get them behind you and go out. If things don't work, go out and make another one.
Well, Walter, I've enjoyed talking with you very much. We've used up all our time.
Sure.
But good luck with Crossroads. I think you've got a winner there.
Well, thank you, Bobbie.
Okay, let's pause that. Okay, right about here should be.
Yeah. Okay.
And speed.
Did you at any time consider using a real musician for the Ralph Macchio part? Were you at all worried about whether or not Ralph could do this? Was it difficult to bring the fable part of this to the screen, the Faustian part of it? After Streets of Fire, did you have any reluctance at all to do another music film? Well, as they say, you hit a few and you miss a few. I must say that I find this film really good in that the characters are good, the music is good, there's just a lot to like about it, and it's a different kind of film. And now let me just give you some reactions.
Okay. You want those the same size?
Same size, uh-huh. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.